I've got no
Well,
idea.
Oh, I added people.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey. Hey. We're talking about the third dimension, or fifth, or sixth, or whatever.
Okay, cool. You on Renegade Broadcasting at the moment, or is that totally separate? Does that mean nothing to you? So I was listening to Renegade Broadcasting, and they're doing a show live at the moment. But I was wondering if you're calling from that.
I'm not connected to that, no. But my only claim to fame is I have a direct line to Sonny from the Truther Girls, and that's about it. We talk, and Jack Blood.
No, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I was wondering because I was like on that show like about half an hour ago, so I was just wondering if that was connected. It's cool.
No, I think what I was talking to Trish about was the
Mm.
difference between intelligence and consciousness.
Mhm.
This, I mean, Trish, forgive me. Getting back to what I was saying before, the difference between intelligence and consciousness, intelligence being based on our own our own preferences, prejudices, likes, dislikes. It was MIT, Michigan Institute of Technology, did a test. And what they did was they took small robotic devices, basically a circuit board, a couple of wheels, computer chip, and one or two sensors on these small, very small vehicles with no programming at all. They were blank. And they left them for a while, I don't know how long, and they began to learn. They began to move. They began to learn about their surroundings. So they'd actually stop before they hit a wall because they knew from the sensors giving back electrical feed the wall was there. So in another test, they created, for want of a better word, a jellyfish using, what was it they used? Silicon. They mixed it with another compound, put it in water, and it began to show signs of consciousness. So we know that this consciousness isn't unique to humans or animals. It runs throughout everything. The only difference between consciousness existing in a rock and consciousness existing in a dog is that a rock is more dense, it has more mass, it is more...
Okay. So, Ghost, stop. What consciousness is, it's survival.
Well, no. Consciousness...
Well, wait. If they took that and it has to live and breathe, it took something from something, and it's just evolution.
Well, not really, because the MIT guys, when they did this test, the small robotic devices don't have a cardiovascular system.
Oh, volcano. Did somebody fart? Is that you, Maggot? Anyways, go ahead, Ghost.
The only difference being with these electrical devices was that electricity is energy. And when they used the silicone and mixed it with something else, again, it is energy. Human beings are the same. We're, like I said, 70% water, brain 66% fat.
Right.
So the main difference here is energy seems to be producing consciousness. So energy produces consciousness.
Okay. Energy produces consciousness. Consciousness needs to be an electrode or an energy to make you conscious. So if
Correct.
Right. So if you're not conscious, you ain't gonna get the energy.
Now, if you look at the way the brain works, you've got of the axioms, dendrites, synapses. You know this. You have two types of synapses. You've got the electrical and the chemical synapse. So again, it's a combination of electrical and chemical exchanges. I mean, if you look at the think.
Hey, here's what's scaring me. See, right now, this world is a matrix. And you and I are awake to the false crap. So what I see and what I believe and what I know and what I perceive is crap. Okay? That's it in a nutshell. And you haven't let your friend talk.
Okay, sorry.
But that's my perception. Ow. Oh my God, volcano again. All right, Maggot, go ahead.
I just got here.
Yeah. Well, I've been fighting entities in my house along with.
Well, you heard me like entering my room and stuff. Sit down.
I'm not in your room, please. I don't even want to know that. I don't even want to put myself in that aspect.
I thought I was in a conference call.
Well, yeah, it is. That's my son.
Very quiet conference call.
Daughter, we're talking.
Okay, cool. So what are you talking about anyway?
You didn't hear?
No, I missed 99% of it.
Oh, you missed
something about consciousness of a rock or something, but I had to go.
Okay. Well, maybe you should. Are you kidding me? You want me to reiterate what we just talked about?
They were saying about something like the consciousness of a rock. I'm not sure it was in reference to who's got what is the consciousness of a rock.
Wow. Damn. You're something I ate for breakfast. Are you okay?
Yeah. I just got back, so I missed it all. I was on the toilet in the other room.
So, all right, here I have a question for you. So we're having a conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you can capture this, I will explain what we've been talking about. Ready?
Go for it.
All right. If a chicken and a half laid an egg and a half in a day and a half, how long would it take them to make a pound of butter? If you can't answer that, you can't add to our conversation.
Well, chickens and butter have no connection, so.
Sounds like Freddie Mercury is one of his parties, doesn't it?
I can't connect chickens and butter, so basically. Where's the last time you saw a chicken make butter?
We're looking for in-depth minds here.
Right.
Do you have
I'm not
Here's a game show. Do you have a friend that can call you to cover your ass because you just gave a fucking wrong answer?
No.
Do you have somebody who's really on spot? Who would you call if you didn't know what to do in life?
Some cow.
Oh, fucking.
Is that the answer? Yeah, I guess that's
I am gonna shit my pants. Are you fucking kidding me?
I guess that's the answer.
I think the segue into the conversation was about ghosts, dark energies, that kind of thing.
Okay, I totally missed it. I missed it from the point I said earlier when I missed it, I think.
Maggot?
Yeah.
Wake up. Fucking smell the coffee, man.
I wasn't here.
Hey! I deal with this shit every day. I don't care if there's a dark entity. I fucking shut them all the time.
Well, there's a dark entity that makes chickens produce butter, obviously.
No.
So what was the conversation apart from the chicken and bucket thing, which obviously is just like ridiculous? Was that it?
Well, I think basically, bearing in mind this is like New Year's Day and everyone's still inebriated from the celebrations at 12 o'clock. And I'm the only person here who's actually talking about quantum physics.
Exactly.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're not drunk enough and you taught... Yeah. It's not going to work. I mean, like, yeah. Most people are just going to talk about totally stupid stuff. Like chickens that make butter. Well, I know you can get butter chicken. I've seen it.
You know what? You know what, Maggot? Don't even go there. I'm the one who is... That's my son that you're talking to.
Yes.
It wasn't even about that. It was a point that I really thought that you might have a honest and distinguished comment, but obviously you're celebrating New Year's.
Yes.
So that's all right. No worries. It's all right.
Mm.
So, when we were talking about consciousness and intelligence being two completely separate things, this harkens back to what Albert Einstein said. He said energy equals mass times the constant speed of light in a vacuum times by itself. What he neglected to mention was it's moving one direction. This one direction is counterclockwise. If you look at the way the planets orbit the sun, it's counterclockwise. If you look at the black sun, which is the center of our universe, everything's spinning outwards counterclockwise. All the
but wait a minute. But Tesla turned it around.
Exactly.
Tesla
comes in
turned that around.
That's where as above, so below comes into it when you're dealing with the Freemasons, because they're saying energy and mass coexist at the same place at the same time, but when they separate, when you die, when you separate, your energy and your mass separate to completely different entities. As above, so below. So they're saying that when you read the Bible, that load of rubbish that Emperor Constantine wrote when he says at the beginning, and God saw the waters reflected the face of God, and the waters below were dark. So he created a firmament to separate the two. It's backwards. What he did was, the waters above that reflected the face of God was energy, and the waters below that were dark was mass. And he created a firmament to separate the two. He didn't. What happened was he brought them together and created us, everything. We are density, the culmination of energy and mass held together by a slow vibrational energy. Now, when we talk about vibrational energies create patterns. They did this in the university. They took a petri dish, they filled it with iron filings, they put it on a vibrational plate and hit it with different frequencies, and it formed different shapes, different patterns, like snowdrops. And it is that vibrational energy that's holding energy and mass together. This is where you get all that esoteric knowledge and sacred geometry from. It's signals. And this is obviously why, if you look at the word Lucifer in Hebrew, Lucifer translates into the morning star. The morning star is the sun. Who the Egyptians worship the sun. So what they're saying is there's some kind of vibrational energy coming from the sun, or signal or something, because if you look at the quantum problem in quantum mechanics, which is light exists as both a beam and particle. It behaves in two completely separate states. So when the Egyptians are saying the light that cannot be seen, which is Amen-Ra, and the hidden light, which is Amen-Ra, so Amen is what you say at the end of your prayers, what they're actually talking about is when you look at light, it behaves like a particle. When you look away from it, it behaves like a beam, which is the light that cannot be seen. It behaves in two different states. This is why the sun's worshipped. So the problem is how did the ancient Egyptians know this?
Can I interrupt for a second? I mean, the sun and the sun, son of man and son of man or whatever, they are having the same name for basically the same reason. I mean, it's like if you are the sun, it's not the light that shines in the sky, you are the sun. which is in the sun of creation. You know, you're the particle, whatever you were saying earlier, or the fragment of creation. You're part of creation, but you're like descendant of creation. You know, you're sort of lower than creation, but not in a bad way, sort of thing. You're like a particle produced by creation, or like terming itself. And that's what the whole sort of son of man, Solomon, all that sort of crap is about. You know, it's not really that difficult. I mean, Egyptian philosophy and stuff is all very good, but if you study it for the New Age, you won't really learn that much.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Greetings and salutations.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, old friend.
Who's this?
Oh, this is Trisha Dish. Old friend. I've got some old friends talking about some great stuff. Want to join?
Sure.
All right. I've got some great minds. I don't know. I haven't talked to you in a long time.
Well, I've been continuing my research. You know how I do. I keep it going.
You're a great researcher. Awesome. Great minds think alike. And these are all my friends and my family. And we're talking about what the hell's happening today.
Okay. Oh.
Right? So, Ghost here is talking about what's happening. And go on. I love the conversation. Bring it on.
No, I don't think that I'm not leading the conversation. I'm just. I think, to be fair, it's 17 minutes past 4 in the morning here in the United Kingdom, and I'm very, very tired. And what happens is, when I'm very tired, my brain starts to work. My brain kicks in and it starts to go nuts. I haven't slept in 2 days because I've been drinking lots of coffee. But you see, the thing that interests me more than anything was the actual pyramids themselves, because the pyramids, the way they were designed, weren't. I mean, we see them now as being basically piles of bricks in triangular form. But a long time ago, they're actually covered in limestone, and that limestone, that smooth surface, was then covered in gold.
Yeah, you're talking about the cap of the pyramid was like made of gold and had limestone covering. Yeah, and they stole it all because they wanted to get some money out of it. Carry on.
It's a bit. Oh, I don't know. So when you talk about light existing above the human particle, and you look at pyramids, and obviously
somebody's like staggering around their room. I think they stopped. When you talk about light existing before particles, I think you say.
Well, no, because a prism splits light down into its constituent parts, which is a spectrum. So when you're dealing with the pyramids and light strikes those pyramids, is there a certain point where this light has it will reflect off all three, would it not? So it would affect in some way like a prism.
You're saying that the pyramids are a natural light prism, and
not a prism because the prism is like a. Would you remember that album?
This is connected with the golden ratio, I guess. I'm guessing it has to do with 0.6 as well, or 6 or 60, because the equilateral triangle is 60 degrees.
We need to redefine the fundamentals of creation. You see, light doesn't actually travel, and because this is a light harnessing device, when you take into account that light doesn't travel, and it's on a big grounding rod, and
you're saying
that's like a pyramid, it's a big grounding rod.
Yeah, okay.
And imagine light doesn't travel. Imagine that light's either in a state of being there or not being there. It's an organite device. It had significant agricultural applications. If you look up the microelectrification of plants, you can see that you can accelerate their growth. There's a reason that the Nile fed the world for so long until they stripped those pyramids. they used
Well,
to
I know
the
Nile. It was all connected with fertility and stuff, and Tammuz and
right.
Osiris like popped in later on, and he chopped his woolly off and all this sort of stuff.
Well, they explained the mythology of it, and they use mythology to explain like these high scientific terms, the birth and rebirth, and a lot of these things translate to crop yield and rotations, and you even see it repeated in the Hebrew in Genesis. If you read like a gardening manual, it makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird how these things translate. A lot of ancient society was designed by was defined by its cultivation, and high cultivation was one of the highest sciences. One of the best positions you could hold in the royal court was to be an apothecary.
Yeah.
And you find
an apocalypse. Apocalypse. It's almost like an apocalypse. Somebody studied the apothecary. Yeah, I know. The weirdest thing with the Bible is that people still read that motherfucking book. I mean, it's like...
Well, they don't read it in the Hebrew, so it loses its math, and the words lose their meaning. English is a dysfunctional language.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because like for the average person, it means next to nothing. It's like a load of gibberish. I mean, you might as well just chuck them a bunch of calculus. A book of calculus. That's about as meaningful as the Bible is to the average person. And so to me, it sort of implies there's something higher up than your basic level of a human that is like supplying this book to the people, sort of thing. That's it basically. Sure.
Look at Sumerian culture. They woke up one day with perfect math and writing, and then the next day they got the perfect production agriculture. Where was the build-up?
Oh yeah, you read Zechariah Sitchin, yeah. I read like 5 of his books. They're pretty cool because everybody says like Zechariah Sitchin, he's all about the Anunnaki and how the Anunnaki are coming back to conquer the Earth and all this crap. But for one thing, their home planet Nibiru got destroyed in 2005 by NASA apparently. But on the other hand, it was just a fucking metaphor for they are not meaning anything much at all. But the Zechariah Sitchin books, if you read them through, I mean, I'm assuming you have, then there's actually not that much about the Anunnaki and how they're coming back and going to like slave us.
Right. They sensationalize stuff to discredit. Oh, you're a conspiracy retard or whatever. Yeah. 10 years in the movement. I've seen it all.
Yeah. It's like, well, I'm reading it as like a writer and a reader and all that sort of English literature crap, and I read the Anunnaki as I'm thinking of fucking 2000 AD terms, but like a thrill power thing. It's like they are there is in like he'll quote the Anunnaki behind it because he knows that's going to like bring in the in the readership. Yeah.
No, the disbelievers play your books before the believers. That's a great way to sell something. Get a bunch of people to tell you you're a liar. Yeah, because
when he goes directly about the Anunnaki, he's bullshitting. But a lot of the other stuff he's talking about is fairly credible. But, it's sort of like, when he's talking about Anunnaki, he's been like Anunnaki shill. And, I mean, he's one of these characters that's like, really, people, I mean, like, really, does it take that much brain effort to figure it out? The guy's like 73 or something, even in his oldest books. He claims he's the only person who can read the Sumerian language, and he's the only person who could do this, and he's the only person who can do that. Oh, yeah, of course you claim that if you're bullshitting. I mean, for fuck's sake. I'm not saying he's a bullshit artist.
There's still enough relevance to the Sumerian archives to substantiate that they had an advanced knowledge of math, literature, accounting, all these things that come with a higher expression of society. They were able to master in no time. And just like China, they were way ahead of everybody.
People say that about the Sumerian architecture, but no. I got some big feedback.
I like some feedback too.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the feedback to go. Edmund's lights flashing, so If you've got anything playing in the background, let's turn it off. Are we okay now? On a clear line. Yeah, I mean, basically, Zacharias Sitchin, he was okay as a historical researcher, except when he talked about the Anunnaki, in which case he's talking, in my opinion, basically stuff that he pulled out of his own head.
Well, the way I am with new species is bringing a body. Until then, I don't care. Bring a body. If I see a body, then we have a tactical situation that needs to be addressed. Until then, speculation serves what speculation serves. What question are you asking and what answer do you want? Yeah,
your voice is a bit close to the microphone. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Like a body is in a body of evidence. Yeah. I mean, you can't actually do any sort of intelligent investigation from that point. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, these people are just dying to meet the extraterrestrial superior intelligences that developed Atlantis and all this crap, and it's no. You just have to look around yourself. I mean, no, I don't know. Just find out for yourself. I mean, you'll find out more about reality by looking around yourself than imagining that some guy's written this amazing historical book and it would sort your life out, because that's not going to happen, and it's not going to happen in the future that these extraterrestrial intelligences will find you're always one of our star children, and you'll come back to us, and we'll live in happiness in a Palladian constellation.
Yeah, I have to disagree because there is a work of evidence on extraterrestrial life that is substantial and repeated, and it's out there. We're in a big ocean. Our ocean has life. Our sky has life, and the sky beyond it has life.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing in creation, there's no way. It's too big. The numbers are too big. There's just too many combinations. So what we have to look at is the psychology of what evidence we kind of do have. We know there's a lot of disinformation, but we also know that the Gray incidents, obviously hostile. Mm-hmm. They're doing medical treatments and wiping minds. Either it's government or it's extraterrestrial. Either way, they're not friendly.
Okay, can I just interrupt you for a second? I mean, I'm not really. I'm not really arguing you that there is extraterrestrial intelligence and stuff, but is there anything where you say in creation? Most people, when they say creation, mean in the Bible. Is there anything in the Bible that says there's life existing outside our solar system?
Actually, there's some really compelling stories where they actually talk about encounters with UFOs coming out of the air, and they're very descriptive. They're the eye of fire descending from the sky, and the plume of smoke coming, and the sound of 1,000, rushing rivers. I mean, it sounds like the thing came.
Yeah. It was in the Monty Python movie, The Life of Brian, as well. They had aliens descend from where to Earth, and they taught Dudar the Temple of Solomon. I can't remember who it was, but they showed him the Temple of Solomon. But what I'm saying is, there any biblical evidence of life existing outside the solar system?
Well, one of the easiest examples I can come up with, and this is going to sound weird, but my research is in two areas. It's the structure and hydrogen combustion, water, stuff like that, and cannabis. And cannabis is native. It is not native to this rock. There's no way. It was a gift.
I saw something that said there's life on one of every 2 or 3 planets in the universe.
Well, I mean, sorry, I can't believe this stuff about universes and stuff. I can't actually see there's anything. It's like some big slurping thing going in the background. I can't actually see there's anything happening outside our solar system, because you know that all the information that appears from outside our solar system comes from NASA, yeah, and all the stuff that comes from NASA is all approved by one guy. And you're telling me that you want to prove this stuff that's all being pre-approved by one guy for the military. I mean, I might be wrong, you might be right, but I don't really see that as a viable alternative. I mean, I'd rather study the solar system and find out what that's about than worry about the ancient aliens and the Pleiades or whatever, because the Pleiades and the Cassiopean sisters, whatever, all 99 of them, are just lights in the sky. You know, that to me, that's all they are. They're nothing I'm ever actually going to see or visit, as far as I know, in my lifetime. The next 100 years, unless somebody whisks me away. I'd rather deal with real things, sort of thing, at least in this solar system. I mean, at least in this solar system we got the planets and stuff like that, and we can verify them. They whiz past our night sky and stuff, and you can see Venus at certain points, and you can see Jupiter and Saturn, and in the what is it?
Let's get right down to an Earth practicality level.
Yeah. That's what I'm basically asking for. I'm asking for what I'd say is a realistic level, but yeah.
The world's going forward, and we have police states that are funded by trillions of dollars. And the only solution I have found is that there's not a problem I cannot solve in a garden. High technology, alien invasion, martial law, chemtrails, fluoride in the water. You can solve all of it in a garden. Weird. I mean, if we don't get down to practicalities, it's simple. You can grow your tools. I mean, that's what to do going into 2013 is not be dependent on anyone else for food, and maybe be a supplier of food.
Oh, you saying garden? Sorry, I thought you said Gorgon and all this sort of stuff.
No,
Yeah. Garden, yeah. Oh God, not Gollum. Garden.
Yeah, we covered a couple stories on the technology they suppressed on accelerated grow, and we could grow biomass so fast as to replace fuel and reduce the cost of food to almost nothing. You know?
Yeah. I know. Free energy for all and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, all that stuff. When you have energy currency changes. You know,
I'm not dissing you. I'm not being
I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm not being total draconian. I mean, I do know about the whole fucking sort of outer space, outer solar system stuff. I know what a draconian is, I know what a reptilian is, and all this sort of stuff. But I tend to associate it with things that are in the solar system. I don't think.
Thank you.
Am I back?
Huh?
Am I
back?
I think so.
Back. I think the reptilians disconnected me.
Huh.
The reptilians are fearing me because I'm too powerful. No,